Oh, what? What? Okay. This one seems pretty straightforward. Simple work today. It's safe. Nothing for me to do. Super sharp pedals. Interesting. Hmm. They use it for material, I guess. What is this? Safe. Large black vending machine with no front glass panel and a small keypad on the right side. Okay, this is like a random vending machine. All done. What are you guys doing? Hi. It's like the other one. Okay. I imagine it's going to be like the initial training thing, like going through the whole thing.
There are many stories in this world. Some are read widely all over the world. Some are hidden in dust and known only by a handful of people. Today I'm going to tell you a story no one else has heard before. A real story of mystery and wonder and adventure. And then you too will become the guardian of this story. The story takes place in a world of long ago. The hero of our story is a little boy. His name is Daniel.
Seems like a weird tone for SCP
One
stuff.
day, out of nowhere, Daniel got a serious case of chickenpox.
Oh no,
It made him look like a strawberry.
that's
To
crazy.
make sure he didn't spread it to others, Mrs. Page, the principal, had him isolate in an attic. And so, in the attic he lived, all on his own.
Mr. Daniel, while up here in this attic, you'll have plenty of time to practice your penny whistle. I hope you'll practice well and prepare for next month's art festival.
But Mrs. Page, the melody is so difficult.
Don't give up, boy. You don't give up before you fight.
Oh, I didn't realize I was doing something.
Daniel was reluctant at first, but he trusted Mrs. Page, and he knew he should listen. And so he practiced the penny whistle.
What? Are you serious? ASDF. Ah, jeez. Wait, what? Wait, what? I click them too early or something?
Suddenly, he heard some strange noises in the corner of the attic. Daniel decided to go over and take a look.
What is it? Oh, I'm playing. Okay.
It was a mousetrap, and there was a red origami paper dragon inside of it.
Wow. That's crazy.
Daniel carefully removed it. It was marvelous and beautiful. The only problem was part of its wing was damaged. But
Oh no.
Daniel found a way to repair it.
Oh good.
Daniel held the repaired paper dragon high up in the air, imagining that it soared over all the world below. He played and played with the paper dragon.
Wee! Woo! Dragon! Soar!
What game am I playing
In the
again?
warm afternoon sun,
What's going on here?
Daniel had to fight his eyelids just to keep them open.
Could it be? Or is this all just a dream?
The next day, with boredom and loneliness weighing him down, he began to fiddle with the old radio.
Our town is located in the plains, where earthquakes are not particularly common. Although there are 17 fault zones around us, they are all inactive.
Wow. Crazy.
A scrunched up ball of paper rolled over to his feet.
That's normal. That just
Where
happens
did this
regularly.
paper ball come from?
Just as Daniel went to
What a
pick it
dumb
up, the
question.
ball suddenly came to life. And it
This
rolled away.
happens all the time. Why are
Daniel
you
chased
questioning
after
it? I'ma get you. Hey, where you going, buddy? Hey. Yeah. Come on, just grab it, Daniel. Oh, I was so close a couple times. Am I doing something wrong?
Just as he was about to seize the rolling paper ball, suddenly, terrible sparks erupted from it.
Oh no.
Before his very eyes, the paper ball began to grow, bigger and bigger.
How is this fitting in the room?
At that moment, a red figure suddenly appeared.
It all of a sudden looks like it wasn't growing bigger and
The red figure
bigger.
quickly subdued the paper ball and threw it into a cardboard box.
Not very big.
Daniel studied the red figure carefully. It had a sticker on its fluttering wing. It was the paper dragon.
Oh no, oh my
I wasn't
gosh.
dreaming.
That's crazy.
Thank you for saving me.
Daniel was grateful and very happy. He walked closer to the paper dragon, but the paper dragon seemed timid and afraid and backed away. Just then, Daniel had an idea. He took out his penny whistle and slowly played a tune.
Oh, I gotta do this again. Does my score matter at all? It didn't seem so. I messed up a bunch. Boom. 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 Daddy. Eh. 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 Man, this is a banger right here. Whoops. I don't know how I missed that one. I don't know how I missed that either. They ain't too good.
The paper dragon enjoyed the sound very much.
Of course, how could it not
began
enjoy
to move
that?
along with the rhythm, flipping up and down in the air. Soon the two were playing and dancing, just like old friends. The paper dragon traced out a beautiful arc in the air, communicating with Daniel in a unique way.
Well, it looks like it, unfolded.
Cherished friend, after many long
No.
years, we finally meet again.
Interesting.
Tell me, how has your family been? A great thank you for playing that music for me. You know how I love the beautiful rhythm of that instrument. But we ought to take precautions, as the room is not stable. Do you still remember how the room works? You're welcome to visit anytime.
The piece of paper then changed back into the shape of a paper dragon and flew into the cardboard box. The box closed shut, and a calm silence was restored to the attic. Daniel rushed to find a watercolor pen and marked the box with excitement in his fingertips. Over the next few days, the paper dragon came out often to play with Daniel. During this time, Daniel introduced many of his friends to the paper dragon.
That cat's name is Mrs. Carter. Ever since I secretly fed her some fish for dinner, we've been good friends.
Oh, man.
That's Duke, Mrs. Jessica's pet. He doesn't like Rainy Day or Mrs. Carter. Only smoked sausages fit his taste.
Cool.
And now, we are friends too. My name is Daniel. What's your name?
The paper dragon flapped its wings, as if it didn't understand him.
Well, since you like the sound of the penny whistle so much, why don't I just call you Penny? I'll keep practicing to make it sound better.
Daniel and Penny then played baseball together in the attic.
Let's play cat.
That doesn't sound like a good idea. Throwing a ball at origami. It's more like fetch than catch, huh? This is really fun. Ugh.
But just as they were in the middle of enjoying themselves, a violent shaking suddenly rose from the ground.
The stubborn earthquake is back at it, folks, and it seems even stronger than last time.
At this moment, the box suddenly shot open, and thick clouds of smoke billowed out, followed by several paper balls.
Oh no. It's the bad ones again, huh?
Penny attacked the paper balls without a moment's hesitation and promptly threw them back into the box.
Go Penny.
Penny then
Yay.
flew around in front of Daniel and rushed right
So
back into the
exciting.
box. As the box closed, the earthquake stopped. Facing a friend's farewell without a formal goodbye, Daniel felt confused and lost. He moved the box to the center of the attic. Facing it, he practiced his penny whistle, day in and day out.
What? Day in, day out, just freaking blowing your whistle, man? You suck. Terrible at it. No wonder you need
As
more
days went
practice.
by, Daniel's playing became smoother. One day, the box suddenly began to move.
Oh, the balls are coming out, but now panic. Oh,
2,
there's more.
3, 4. This time there were 4 paper dragons.
Oh, it's crazy.
They weren't alone. Enemies began to jump out of the box too.
Oh, it's crazy.
Earthquake! Another earthquake! This time it's reached a magnitude of 5.8!
In that small attic, the 4 paper dragons fought fiercely against the paper balls. This time, the paper balls used new tactics. They clumped together into a single monstrous ball of paper. It began to shoot strong bursts of electric sparks at the paper dragons as they
Wow.
flew through the air. As they were hit, the paper dragons fell from the air, one after the other. Seeing the injured paper dragons, Daniel felt very distressed and anxious. Just then, one of the paper dragons painfully started to fly and gathered the remainder of its power. The paper dragon transformed into a great beam of light and dove straight down to pierce through the monstrous paper ball. And then came another paper dragon. The monstrous paper ball was blasted to bits, exploding into smaller paper balls. Trembling, they struggled to escape.
So, well, when are we gonna go back to SCP?
The sacrificed paper dragons were reduced to swirling shreds of paper, and a silence pervaded. Peace and
Oh, no.
tranquility were restored once again to the attic. Daniel saw the remaining 2 paper dragons lying on the floor, badly wounded. He rushed to grab some stickers and treated them at once.
So it's a red dragon, but it's not Penny. Doesn't have the yellow sticker on it.
Suddenly, countless paper dragons began to gush from the box. The 2 wounded paper dragons were repaired and began to fly. Like 2 colored threads, they merged with the other dragons, flying in unison. The dragons moved like a tide, flying freely through the attic. Daniel eagerly took out his penny whistle. He showed all his paper dragon friends the results of his hard work and practice.
Hey, I got so much better. It's incredible. Just amazing. Beautiful. Man, I'm doing so well this time too, man. Myself. Beautiful work. Round of applause.
In the sweet melody of his playing, Daniel felt himself enter into the world of dragons. The paper dragons merged into a long letter and floated down towards Daniel to tell their story.
After the last war, the fantasy world enjoyed a long spell of peace and stability. But now, the giants have returned. They have launched ferocious attacks, trying to invade your world through the room. We are prepared to launch the final defense. Then we will have to destroy your room, for it is the last remaining entryway into your world. Please believe this farewell will only be temporary. We will not be apart forever, and we will never forget our eternal mission of protecting you.
At that moment, the paper dragons flew back into the box. Daniel still couldn't fully understand what the paper dragons had meant, but he had a vague feeling in his heart that he may never see his new friends again. A few days later, Daniel's chickenpox had fully recovered. He could now play the penny whistle very, very well. But the paper dragons never returned.
Oh.
Maybe it was time to leave and move on.
Earthquake warning! Magnitude 6.2! A massive earthquake is hitting our town! All townspeople, please leave your houses immediately and move to safe open spaces!
Oh, another hurricane.
Just then, countless paper dragons shot from the cardboard box.
Oh, it's not looking good.
It seemed like they were under attack, spinning and falling through the air in confusion.
What's happening?
Daniel quickly grabbed the stickers out from his bag and did his best to heal the injured paper dragons.
There's so many though. Yeah, and so many of them are just dying. They're like coming out and then Just disappearing. Oh, that's not good.
But the paper balls swarmed together and pushed Daniel away, subduing him firmly in the corner. He couldn't move. Suddenly, ominous clouds rose from the box, and a violet lightning flashed through the room. The figure of a giant slowly emerged from the thick clouds, and the entire attic became overwhelmed with its evil aura.
The earthquake is growing stronger, now with a magnitude of 7.1. Heaven almighty, are we doomed?
The giant unleashed its power maniacally. The paper dragon struggled against it, with no means of fighting back. At this critical moment, two paper dragons shined brilliantly. Together, they heroically crashed their bodies into the giant. Daniel thought the giant had been defeated by the paper dragons, but soon he found that things would probably not be so simple. The giant's figure could still be seen in the thick smoke, looking evil and terrible. The attacks of the paper dragons had had no effect, and the giant had only grown stronger. It fought back with a new ferocity. The paper dragons were simply no match for it.
The earthquake is growing stronger still! The greatest disaster this town has seen in over 100 years! My heavens! Will this nightmare ever end?
With the paper dragons now all but defeated, Daniel spotted a frail figure in the distance. It was Penny. It flew gently in front of Daniel and affectionately rubbed its head against his fingers, as if this whole crisis had never happened.
Oh, so
Daniel
cute.
felt like Penny was trying to tell him something, but he didn't quite understand what. Penny then left Daniel and soared into the air with a determination in its wings. Suddenly, the other paper dragons seemed to be summoned. They flew through the air, all together in unison, responding to the call without an ounce of hesitation. At that moment, Penny turned into a great red beam and rushed fast towards the giant. The other dragons followed, shining together like a shooting star. At that moment, Daniel seemed to see a real dragon flying.
No!
A huge explosion from the impact drowned out everything else in the attic. The attic rained down with countless pieces of paper, the leftover scraps of the paper dragons. Daniel wanted to collect all of the pieces. He thought he could still fix them.
Yeah, that'd be difficult. Yeah, let's just gather these pieces. It's just a big puzzle. For sure. We got this. Easy peasy. Oh jeez, I actually gotta. Oh, it's much bigger pieces than I thought.
Goodbye, my friend.
The nightmare is over. The earthquake has stopped. With God's mercy, our town is safe. We thank you, Lord, for your protection.
A few days later, the art festival was held as scheduled. Daniel attended the show with his penny whistle.
And now, Daniel Trevor will perform a penny whistle solo of a song titled Fly With Me.
Oh, I gotta do something here. Ugh. How is this the same game? How does this lead? How is this connected? How does this lead back to, you know, SCP? What am I doing? Ah, whoops.
And that's how the story ends. Now, you might be wondering, what happened next? Are there still paper dragons in the world? Well, that's a difficult question to answer. But I believe that they are still protecting us somewhere in this world, just like they promised they would, forever, into eternity.
Oh, that was crazy. What did that have to do with anything? Interesting.